Suzuki has not, as of the making of this video, announced officially that they are leaving MotoGP. However, the possible departure of the X-Star team has meant that the rider market for 2023 has been kicked into overdrive, as the grid may lose two coveted grid slots. With a few highly capable riders on the path to MotoGP through Moto2, as well as a star of World Superbike possibly being available, there are a few riders whose contracts being renewed become less certain for 2023. So let's take a look at three riders who need to show what they're made of in the next few rounds if they want to maintain a seat on the grid. After a disappointing 2021, Honda was no doubt hoping for a more successful 2022 season, fully redeveloping their bike for this year. Whilst Pol Espargaro's confidence from testing in Mandalika carried into round 1 as he achieved a podium in Qatar, the rest of the season so far has hardly gone to plan. Pol sits 12th in the championship, with only two top 10 finishes in the past 6 races, one of which being the aforementioned podium in Qatar and the other being a 9th place finish in Portimao. These results are hardly impressive, particularly with Pol's teammate Marc Marquez sitting in 9th in the championship despite missing 2 rounds. All of this means that Pol is at a greater chance of losing his seat for 2023. HRC will be looking for a rider who's consistent and can back up Marc Marquez, but also someone who can fight for a championship by themselves, since Marc won't be around forever. And Joan Mir has become the option that would seem logical for this seat. Mir was going to sign on the dotted line for Suzuki, but with the recent news will have become a real option for the Repsol team. If Pol wants to defend from this eventuality, the Spaniard will have to turn around his season in the next few rounds and be more than just consistent, but pick up top 5s and podiums and really show why he should have that seat. Maverick Viñales seemed to have played a blinder by moving to Aprilia after leaving the Yamaha factory on uneasy terms in mid-2021. But Top Gun will not be feeling so good at this point in the season, as he has moved from a race-winning team where he was dominated by Fabio Quartararo to another race-winning team where he is being dominated by an on-form Aleix Espargaro. With Joan Mir and Alex Rins probably becoming available for 2023 and Maverick's stock in the sport an all-time low, it's safe to say that Maverick has to show a huge turnaround in form if he wants to maintain a seat on the grid, let alone Aprilia. Maverick has shown nothing this season so far, as he sits 14th in the standings, whilst his teammate sits 2nd. In my view, Aprilia should be pinning down one of the Suzuki riders if Suzuki does fold. And if Suzuki remains in the sport, keeping Rins and Mir on, whilst Maverick's form does not improve, then there are plenty of other riders, be it from Moto2 or in other teams on the MotoGP grid, who would probably do a better job with that bike than Maverick is right now. If Maverick wants to keep his seat, he's got to start getting podiums like his teammate, because otherwise he'll be out. Franco Morbidelli does have a contract for 2023 with Yamaha, however the Italian has not shown anything like the racing ability seen in his excellent 2020 season. With Andrea Dovizioso being rumoured to be retiring, it wouldn't surprise me if Yamaha either breaks the contract with Franco or more likely demotes him down to the RNF team if the grid has a large reshuffle. And Yamaha has the ability to get a rider who is currently more competitive on their factory machinery to help back up Quartararo. There have been rumours that Joan Mir could be moving to factory Yamaha, and whilst I'm sure Joan would do well in the Yamaha team, with the bike probably riding more similarly to the Suzuki than any other bike on the grid, I think this option is less likely than the Honda alternative. I can imagine that Lin Jarvis wants to have a competitive but healthy relationship between the two riders in his team, and while having the two most recent champions would be a killer lineup, it may lead to a new Rossi vs Lorenzo situation in the team. Whilst Quartararo and Mir have been teammates before, MotoGP is a next level, and fighting for a championship there could leave them with bad blood, and that's not something that benefits the team as a whole. Therefore, I believe that if Yamaha was to choose one of the Suzuki boys to partner Quartararo, then I would see Rins being that rider. Although this logic could of course change if Rins were to win the 2022 title, or at least be a consistent competitor throughout. Alright, that's my video on some riders whose seats aren't looking that safe for 2023 given this Suzuki news. If you want to discuss these riders or any others, comments down below is a great place to do it. I try to respond to everyone. Thank you to all those people who've subscribed recently. The growth's been amazing and we're on our way to 1,000 subscribers and it's awesome to see. So thank you to everyone. If you haven't subscribed and hit the bell icon already, then please do that. If you enjoyed the video, like and all of that jazz. And thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.